Tacos con todo.
Oh, are those tacos? You better believe they're tacos.
Let's get the taco. Who would have thought they'd have tacos here?
You realize that's probably a Camel Ass taco.
Told my wife I wouldn't drink tonight.
Give me one of those famous giant beers I heard so much about.
What's it in your lips? It's so good. Start the episode already. What are we doing?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? You're listening to Tacos with Beer. I'm Alfie.
And I'm Phil.
You're listening to the very first episode.
The very first episode, bro. It's been a long time coming, bro. Like I am kind of nervous because it's our first time being live and just kind of just running through this podcast. So I'm just a little nervous, bro. So I gotta kind of like shake off the bugs off of me, you know?
Yeah, definitely, man. You gotta shake off the cobwebs.
So what's up, bro? Let's introduce ourselves. You know, you're Alfie, right? Let's tell us something about you, man.
It's been, dude, I've been here in Texas for about 13 years, man, and I moved here from California.
Okay, so you're a Californian. You're one of those people.
I know, right? It's one of the blue states that everybody hates here in Texas because everybody's so red.
Yeah, because it's like we're already dealing with a lot of traffic here, and your people are just like bringing it.
Dude, we're bringing the traffic, man. We're definitely bringing the traffic.
It's terrible.
Man. Yeah, man, I grew up in East Los Angeles, actually, and
East LA.
Yeah, East LA, man. But it's been great, man. I moved here about 13 years ago, and I love it. I love Texas, man. It's my home state now. Yeah.
See, I remember I went to California probably like back in 2008. It's because I was on Judge Judy. Now that's a whole entire different other episode topic to be on Judge Judy. And you know what? It is true. LA has like the good weather. It's not like it is here in Texas. It's like constantly hot out here.
Oh yeah, dude, it's terrible, man. The weather here sucks.
Like it's this weather like really just gets under your skin to the point where you walk outside, you just want to fight everybody. You know, that's how I feel.
It's the kind of weather that it's so bad that you kind of understand the racism out here.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, man, it's like you see somebody drinking a lemonade, and you're like, God damn it, the lemonade was made for the white man.
True. Man, I tell you what.
Bill Burr, by the way.
That's what?
I was just quoting Bill Burr.
Who's Bill Burr?
He's one of my favorite comedians of all time, man.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. He's a really funny guy, man. But yeah, dude, I've been out here for a long time now. It seems like, over a decade now. And being from California, I get all that hate from all the Texan people. You know, it's always like,
yeah, because
oh my God, dude, you're coming here bringing all the traffic, bringing all your liberal views and blah blah blah, this and that. I'm just like, dude, I'm just a guy, man. I'm here.
You know what's crazy? Is the food over there, California, different than it is over here in Texas? Because you know, over here we got Tex-Mex. It's different in California. The Mexican is it the authentic food a lot? Does it taste different? I've never understood the saying when they say, "Oh, this is Tex-Mex." It's like, what's the difference?
Man, I cannot tell you anymore, dude. I've been here for so long, dude. I love Tex-Mex. When I go back home and I eat some of the food, I'm like, damn, dude, I miss that Tex-Mex. Just simply because, like, pico de gallo goes on everything, right?
Yeah.
So if you're talking about Mexican food, it's like, dude, I want pico de gallo and I want guac. So I don't know, man. It is really different if you're talking about authentic Mexican food. I'm not the authority on it, but I definitely can tell you that it's really different.
Hot tacos here.
Yeah.
So, man, I tell you what brought you down here to Texas? Like, what? You say you're from California, and how long did you live there?
My whole life.
So, what brought you down here? So,
yeah, it was getting away from. It was just kind of like a new start, man. It really was. You know, just kind of you grew up with a bunch of people that you're really good with, you're close to, and then I don't know, man. At some point, you get bored, and you're like, wow, I want to restart somewhere new, and Texas was that place for me.
Oh, okay. Did you come down here with family or anything?
Yeah, my parents actually moved out here before I did, and they were like, dude, come check it out, man. I think you'll like it, and that's what I did.
Yeah, because the first time we met was I was working for Dish Network already, and you came in, and I was actually your trainer. You rode out with
Yeah,
me,
man.
and I remember. It's crazy because I remember the first house that we went to together. I had to pull out the big 28-foot ladder, and you're just like, "What the fuck? We got to get up there."
Dude,
And I was like, "Yeah."
You know what, man? I do not do well with heights. I never have. I don't do.
Well,
and
obviously, you're at the wrong fucking job.
Yeah, I know, man. Doing that job, man, being on a second story, dude, that was not fun for me.
Because on that job itself, you got introduced to heights, you got introduced to Texas weather, because no matter rain, sleet, or snow, or shine, or however they say it, you're going to be outside, and especially in the summertime. There's summer times where they kick your ass, and especially being in the attics. So I know you had a big taste. You were like, man, what the fuck did I do? Did I come to the right place?
I'll tell you what, though, I did everything that I could not to bring that ladder out. I was like, if I have to throw this wire around this whole house, I'm definitely doing that. If I don't have to throw that ladder out, I'm gonna do everything that I can.
And as a trainer, they're expecting me to train you, and you're like, yeah, bro, you're gonna have to get up there and climb that ladder, that 28-foot ladder, and kind of hang on with one hand. And you're just kind of looking at me, and you're just kind of like, what?
Fuck me, right?
So yeah, yeah, dude, it wasn't fun, but it's just like any other job, you get used to it. So it was.
Yeah, because then after that, then what happened? We started doing that, and we went to Dish Network, and then y'all moved over to DirecTV. You and a couple of couple of friends.
Before that, though, man, it was like there was a lot of characters that we met.
Yeah,
that I met before leaving Dish Network.
Yeah, we made a whole group of friends just in our job alone. And me being, because when I started working at Dish Network, it's because I moved out to Fort Worth, because I'm originally from Dallas. I had moved out to Fort Worth because I got married. I got married really, really young, and Dish Network was like literally across the street from my apartment complex.
Dude, how old were you when you got married?
Man, bro, I was 19 years old.
Wow, man, that is insane, bro. Dude, I'm telling you, my age right now, I can't picture that at all. Because, dude, it's outrageous. I remember being 19, I was a fucking asshole. I was a little asshole. I just didn't know I didn't know shit about shit.
I didn't know shit about fuck.
Yeah, man. So I can't picture you getting married at 19 years old, man.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I don't want to say I regret getting married, because make a long story short, it didn't. I got divorced when I was 26. And then I got remarried, a couple years, 4 years later after that. But I'm not gonna say that I regret everything, because obviously I have kids with my my first wife, and then and I learned a lot. Every breakup and every divorce.
Yeah, that's definitely something somebody always says is like, dude, I regret everything, but if I could change it, I wouldn't. Why? Because you have kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like if you would go back and change things, you definitely wouldn't want to, because then you wouldn't have your kids.
To me, I feel like, getting married, when you're 19, when I was 19, I got married, you're in that puppy love stage, and you think everything's going to work out for you.
Right.
And I think, to be honest, I just didn't think it through. I just basically I was in the puppy love stage, and then when that happened, I kind of ran with it, and it did cause me to grow up a lot fast, and I didn't really get to experience a lot of my 20s.
Right.
Like what they say.
Oh my god, dude, that's the best though.
Yeah, I didn't really get to experience that a lot, but like I said, man, I lived and I learned, and have no regrets. Me and my ex-wife are really, we're pretty cool right now, with the kids. We're not on no bitterness and hating each other. Back then, when everything was fresh, and yeah, of course, but now I think going through that kind of taught me a lot. So,
right,
I just you just learn to just let all that go. So,
well, because back then you didn't know shit about shit.
I didn't know shit about fuck. That's basically what it was. That's all. That's.
So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Dallas. I started. I lived in Oak Cliff, and then from Oak Cliff, my parents moved to Duncanville, and then from Duncanville, I ended up. I went to Duncanville High School, graduated Duncanville, and then, like I said, I graduated when I was 17. I went to college for maybe 3 months. I went to college for 3 months and said, you know what, this ain't for me. And then I was
really, why?
I don't know, man. Just because I was young, and once you look.
So around that time, though, let me ask you this: you and your girl were already together. You guys were already thinking about getting married?
No. I wasn't with my girl at that time.
Oh, gotcha.
I didn't get with my ex-wife until I was 18.
Oh, okay. So about a year later.
Yeah, it's about a year later. I got with her, and then we were just kind of like, you're in that puppy love stage, and I was always, I lived with my parents, but she had her own apartment, and then it was one of those. It's
wow, so you were like pretty impressed, right? You're like,
yeah,
you got your
exactly.
own place.
But she was older than me. She was already older than me.
I can see why you would have been spitting right away.
Yeah, because I saw like she had a kid already. And I just saw the lifestyle, and I was like, man, she's grown up, and I'm already 18. You know when they say when you're 18, you're grown, you can do whatever you want. And then I literally took that. I took that literally, and
yeah, dude,
but,
that's such bullshit, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Like I said, I don't regret it because I did get two beautiful kids out of it. I did learn a lot too when I was with them.
Yeah, man, we definitely have really different upbringings, because I know you're really into hip hop, R&B, and I know you did a lot of work with that, right? Like you made a lot of music. You were kind of at some point you were trying to make it a career, right? Or
yeah. I was really involved in like the music back when I was. I started off when I was 14. When I was 14, I went all the way into like. Man, I was probably about 26, 28, and I did a good run, just trying to be like any other artist out there and just trying to make it, trying to grind. But then after a while, my career just switched different paths on me, and I got really more involved in media because I was in media too. I was in music and media back in school, back in high school. And I really started to focus more on music. And then when the whole situation happened with me and my ex, and then I broke off, started doing my own thing. And, that's when I really got to really define who I was as a person because, when you're married back then, you really don't have time to figure out who you are because now you have to, live for your wife and live for your kids.
Yeah, you have all the responsibilities.
Yeah, you have all the responsibilities. So you can't go out and make mistakes. You can't go out and, try new things because you got other people depending on you. So that's what I did when I got divorced was I started figuring out who I was, and then I realized music wasn't my thing. Music wasn't for me because I just lost passion. And then when I started getting towards media, then I was like, okay, well then maybe I should just stick with media. And then after that, and I just made a career out of it.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot of fun, man. When you're young, if you're doing something like with music, you get to meet a lot of people. You get to have a lot of fun, But as you start to get older, it's kind of like, hey, well, what actually am I doing with my life? And especially out here, I kind of feel like if you get started here, you're going to have to go somewhere with it. So you might have to move to California.
Yeah, to be honest, that's how I feel too. And, I feel like the more I kept trying to get involved in media, you do have to kind of like get out there and move to different cities and stuff, and I didn't have the capability of doing that because I had kids I had to take care of. I had kids that I was responsible for. So if it was a single man's game and I was just living for myself, then of course I would have got up and tried new things and moved out of the state and moved in different cities and stuff. But I mean, unfortunately, I didn't have that opportunity because I made a decision at a very young age to get married. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like I said, I don't regret doing none of that. I just, I lived and I learned. But now, I'm 33 and I've...
Damn, you're old.
Yeah, don't say that. Don't say that because you're going to hurt my feelings.
Said, damn, we're old.
Yeah, because you're what, like 2 weeks older than me, to be honest?
Yeah, around.
Yeah, 2 weeks older than me.
Yeah, man, probably.
Because when's your birthday? June what?
June 17th.
June 17th, and mine's July 1st. So, yeah, we're about 2-3 weeks away. So, don't talk about me,
we're
buddy.
We're a bunch of old dudes over here.
Worry about your ass. Don't worry about me.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I feel like I've lived my whole life, and I still haven't had that opportunity to grow. I mean, I know I grew up, and I did all that, but, you have the kids and all that. I don't have kids. I do. And... Man, that seems like such a difficult task to accomplish. Yeah, I've thought about it. I don't.
What scares you? Oof, I don't want to put you on the spot or nothing, but just kind of like, is it more? I mean, to be honest, it's more of your freedom because you're really going to give up a lot of freedom when you have kids. You give up the ability to just get up and walk out. And
I'll be honest, and I'll say this honestly. I just don't think I'm mature enough to have kids.
That's honest to say.
Yeah,
you're mature enough to say that.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's just kind of like if I have to raise somebody else who's like me, whether it be male or female, I don't know, man. That's such a weird dynamic. I don't think I'm there yet.
Yeah,
and
I mean, but it's cool. I mean, it's like I said, it's nothing. You know, everybody. You know, that's my lifestyle isn't for everybody. But if you're making the smart decision on not trying it out, because once you try to have a kid and you actually have a kid, that's it. That's game over. You know, there's no more. Well, you know what? I made a mistake. Let me go back, and you know, you can't do that.
You can't say I don't know shit about shit.
You can't say, yeah, that's what you can't say. You can't be like
I don't know shit about fuck.
You can't say that. You know?
Yeah, dude, you're like in it. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, maybe one day I'll think about that. Right now, where I'm at in my life, I'm just not really.
Because I've been knowing you since for a long time.
Yeah,
now. I would
about
say
07.
07. So we're talking about going on what, 12, 13 years of knowing each other?
Yeah, dude, and I didn't get here by mistake.
No.
You know?
No.
You know, so it's like, it's not like I've been saying like in 2007 I was like, well, I might have a kid. No, it's like I'm here now just because simply I've said I don't want to have kids. But,
yeah.
You know,
but you
said
your parents
change.
were here in California. Your parents were here in Texas, right? And then they moved back to California.
Yeah, my parents moved back to California.
And you
just
decided
simply
to
because,
stay.
Oh, yeah, dude, this is my fucking state now.
Yeah.
Shit, dude, fucking Texas for life, y'all.
Yeah. You can't say y'all over there because they'd be like, what is y'all? You know what's funny? Because somebody abbreviated. Y'all is for you all. So if you say all of y'all, is it all of you all? You know, is that how you say it?
No, we say you all.
You all.
Yeah, they don't say y'all. They say
so
you all.
It's you all.
No, you just say you all.
You
like
all,
but
like
a huge
y'all,
group of people, it's like
but y'all,
you all are going.
But y'all is abbreviated for you all. So if you say you y'all or all y'all all you y'all.
Which just seems really dumb, right? Because you're adding so many words where you could just say y'all.
Exactly. It's all you all.
But you know, Californians they're pretty liberal and pretty woke. So we want to say all the words.
What's the traffic like over there? Is it worse over here? Or is it worse over there? When was the last time you went? When was the last time you went to California?
I was there in March.
March?
Yeah.
During the pandemic?
No.
Or is it before the pandemic?
February. It was like right at the beginning of the pandemic. Like it was like happening, you know, but we were all kind of going like, I don't know if it's real or not. Yeah, so
you're like, I think it's fake. I'm not sure yet. I think it's fake.
Wuhan, what? Yeah, dude.
Coronavirus.
It was actually
here's the corona to you guys.
It was actually my parents' anniversary, so we went down there. My parents are really old, man. They're in their 80s now, and their anniversary was, I want to say, about like 56, 57 years together.
Yeah.
So we went down there. We had this whole big thing, and right before this whole pandemic thing started, and when I got back, it started to get pretty serious at work. But yeah, you know, it was just like we were like, what is this? I don't know if it's real or not.
Where were you when they told you, like, you know, the pandemic, when it was hitting?
I was in California.
Did they shut you down? Like, they're like, oh no, you can't.
No, we didn't get shut down or nothing. It was just happening, right? So it was kind of like it was all coming together, and it was like this whole huge storm was coming, but we're all kind of like, whoa, what's going on? Because I actually went down there, and you know, for the whole anniversary thing. But you know, every time I go down there, I have a bunch of friends that we still hang out with. Shout out to Ernie, one of my really, really good friends, and we'd hang out. And I went down there with him, and we went out. I think it was Friday night, and one of the girls that he brought with him. She was wearing gloves, and she was like, "Yeah, you don't know if this thing's real or not." So it started happening as I was there, and I was just like, "Whoa, is this thing real? Or what's going on?" Like,
did they give you any kind of like you know, warning that you? Because I remember when it happened. You know, they were already Trump was on there saying, like, you have, like, 24 hours to get your ass on a plane and get home wherever you're at. I remember that.
You're about to get kicked out.
Yeah, you're like, if your ass isn't on this plane, your ass is grass.
Yeah, no, we didn't actually get any kind of warning, man. It was all, it's all happening it was all happening as we were existing, you know, so it's like, oh, man, what's going on? We're having a good time partying. I see people with gloves, and I was like, what? Really? And, you know, you would see bouncers. Bouncers for gloves would be like, are you serious? You're wearing gloves? It's like, hey, if it's real, I'm wearing gloves.
Right.
Like, all right, get in here, girl.
Because masks wasn't in yet, right? Mask wasn't a
No.
It wasn't something to be like, yeah, you have to wear a mask because it wasn't mandatory.
No, yeah. I mean, it's mandatory now, and people still don't wear masks.
That's very true.
That's another issue.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy now, man? That they're doing this whole virtual... Because my kids, they started school. Thursday, and they're doing the whole virtual learning thing. Like, here's the thing. Like, I don't think schools...
Let me ask you this before you even say that. Okay, pretend that we're 12 or 13.
Okay.
Imagine this pandemic happened right as we're at that age, and they're like, you guys cannot go back to school. What's your first thought?
Shit.
I'm having a party.
Right? Video games all night, kid.
Dude, right? It's like, man,
my son...
freaking living in our dreams. It was like, dude, we hated waking up and going to school, and you guys are living it.
Yeah. Like, my son, like, what the crazy thing is, and my son, like, his sleep schedule is, like, all off. Like, he is a vampire. He stays up all night and sleeps all day.
Right.
And, like, I already knew, like... you waking up, having to go through the whole Zoom thing, learning, like, it's not going to be a good look for you, especially because like, you're on the Zoom channel with all your other friends and the teachers, and you're at home in your own little sanctuary, and, that's where you're in your underwear, and now it's like, oh, you're making me wear a shirt in here? What's going on?
Don't be under the covers.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It was like, it's so weird, right? Especially for them, because this whole pandemic, it's just been strange for everybody, right? Like, we're all just kind of going through the motions. We're
we're just kind of seeing what's happening next.
This and that. But I'm just saying, like, if you're a kid, I'm like, dude, this is amazing. I grew up playing N64, GoldenEye.
Are you an introvert or extrovert, or what do they call it?
I'm definitely
an introvert.
I'm definitely an introvert.
You like being to yourself. You don't like meeting a lot.
When I was a kid, no, I was not like that.
See, me, I'm like, I was an extrovert. Like, I had to talk to her. I was a fucking butterfly, and damn it, I gotta spread my wings and fly.
Yeah, dude, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it was kind of different for us, because I definitely wasn't an introvert when I was a kid. I was, like, I grew up differently. It was always like we had our bikes, and, we're always outside. We played video games, but we had to go to school. And if all that happened now when I was a kid, I feel like I would have had a great time.
Here's another thing. Here's what throws me off too. It's like it's kind of like they're expecting the parents to get more. I wouldn't say get more involved in school, but they're kind of like basically making the parents teach them. They're just giving you, they're giving you the workbook, or they're giving you online. They're like, all right, well, just ask your parents to help. I mean, to be honest, like, I ain't been to school in like fucking almost 15 years now. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I don't blame you.
He's just like, because I tell you what, math always changes all the time. Like, I remember my son, like, one time he brought his homework. Like, I was helping him do his homework, and he was doing like multiplying like the double digits.
Do you remember proofs?
I don't even know what that is.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, math changes so much. And the way I used to multiply double numbers when I was a kid is totally different from the way they do it. So I'm over here trying to teach them. Okay, so like when I would multiply like double numbers, right? I would do what they would call
hold on. Pretend that I'm dumb.
Okay,
because I am dumb. But what do you mean by multiply double numbers?
Okay, so let's do like...
So you're saying like
23
1 and 2.
I just do 23 times 12.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
This
is why I was kind of thrown off. I was like, what?
When you do 23 times 12, okay? So let's say you do 23 times 12.
Which I couldn't even give you the answer now.
Exactly, but sure. They tell you to show your work, right? They tell you to show your work. And the way I did it back in the day was I would do like 12, and then 13 was times 2, and then, or like if it was 12 times 23, it'd be 3 times 2, and then 3 times 1, and then you go underneath that, and then it's, I think it was 2 times 2, then 2 times 1, right?
You already lost me.
Exactly. And then now, like, kids nowadays, they have to draw like boxes, and then they have to do, it's crazy. Now I'm just kind of like,
what do you mean? You got to be an artist?
Yeah, exactly. And then just like, I have a hard time reading my kids. I was okay. I'm not good in in science. I was terrible in science. I failed science. So I can imagine them saying like, "Hey, can you help your kid with your science homework?" I'm like, "Look, kid." I'm like, "Look, teacher. Yeah,
What's an amoeba?
I don't even know what that is. I can't even spell it."
That's science, bro. Exactly. You failed.
Exactly. That's why I literally took science like 3 because I think in high school you take chemistry.
You took that 3 different times.
Yeah, I had to because I failed it.
Wow, man.
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. The only thing is like it's giving me flashbacks to being in science class.
Yeah.
Fuck me, right?
It's giving me flashbacks, and our teacher, we literally made her quit. We were so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like okay, so
I think my teacher passed me just because they were tired of looking at my face.
They're like, dude,
you gotta get the hell out of here.
Dude, imagine being a teacher in high school nowadays, especially with these kids, the internet.
Oh yeah,
and we didn't have that.
Nah, man, we didn't have like phones. We didn't have phones to where we can like record.
We didn't have the surveillance.
Yeah, exactly. Now phones, they record everything. I think that's where the world messed up at, was giving kids phones. And
the internet's amazing, but it's also a burden, I think, on everyone, really.
True.
Especially these kids, is like, I don't think we're meant to communicate in that way, where it's like you're talking to people that you don't actually see physically, and you can say really, really mean things that you necessarily would not say to somebody if you were face to face.
Yeah, we're living in a social world. We're living in like an imagination world.
Yeah, because you can be extremely, extremely vile.
Like, that movie, like Ready Player One, where they go virtually? Yes. Yeah. I feel like that's exactly what I feel like. I feel like that's us. Like, when we get on social media, we enter like a whole different other world. Yeah,
exactly. Actually, if you were to ask me like what's one of my favorite books that I've ever read, is Ready Player One. I love that book. It's so good.
That's what I feel like. What it is like when we get on social media is like we enter a whole other world.
It's kind of like a personality that you're I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's not the way you would behave if you were face to face with somebody, right? It's like you can be a lot more vile, basically, because you can hide behind these devices, a phone, a computer, laptop, tablet.
Yeah.
So it's insane, man. It's
that, like I said, and that goes back to the whole the teachers making us parents, teach our kids, and having to give them into a like kind of like dealing with the virtual world and then dealing with reality world as well. So because like their communication, their the way they, I guess, they get out and they talk to people is all virtually. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way they can communicate with their friends. They can't go to their house. They can't see them in person. They can't go eat lunch with them. They're making the kids nowadays, do it all virtually. And, that's for us, it's not like that. For back then, it was, that's how you learn people skills. You know what I'm saying? That's where you learn all your people skills, is when at school and communicating with everybody. And I feel like this whole pandemic has literally taken all that away. And I apologize for the audio going in and out. I'm trying to mix it, talk, and we're just trying to. I know people probably listening and be like, what the hell? Why does it sound like that? It's me, guys. I apologize. Don't get mad at me. Don't change the channel. So we're going to work it out. So I just had to throw a little disclaimer out there in case you're wondering, like, what the hell's wrong with your mic, kid?
It's okay, man. It's our first podcast. So
yeah. So
I think they'll let it
next
go.
Episode will be a lot better because now that I'm actually knowing what I'm doing and I'm live. So it's it's a lot different from practicing and then when you're actually live and then you're like, oh shit, I'm kind of dealing with this.
But anyways, going back to it, I think a lot of parents are going to give up on this crap where they're like,
yeah, because they're going to,
you know what, dude? I have a job and now I gotta come home and I have to teach you, and it's like, dude, I can see how extremely annoying all of this would be.
Yeah, because you imagine now when they're trying to like teach the kids, like,
I don't want to imagine.
And you're like,
how many fucking apples is it?
God damn it, tell us.
I'm about to punch you in the fucking face.
I definitely agree with that.
That's exactly the parents,
Yeah, I know, man. It's so crazy, dude. It's like you're expected to be a parent, but let me say this point. I'll tell you this, where parents are like, I love my kids to death and back and this and that. The only thing that this pandemic has shown me is I'm sorry, I'm eating my own words. The only thing this pandemic has showed me is no, you don't. You want to send your kids out to school. You don't want to be around them 24/7. Your kids are awesome and all that, but you still want to get the hell away from them for a little.
And they're making me be a parent like all day, like literally all day, like 24/7. You're making me be a parent.
Yeah.
But you know what? I mean, it's like I know for single-handedly, like, it's exhausting. It's exhausting being or having to work, come home, take care of the house, take care of the other kids. Because I remember when the pandemic first happened, and then my kids were in spring break, and they and my ex-wife, they were actually got stuck out there in another country, and that was scary. And
right. Oh my god, dude, I totally I forgot about that. Wow, that is crazy. So when this whole thing happened, imagine being out there, not being able to come back to your home, where they're like, oh my god, dude, you guys are.
I'm pretty sure it was scary for her, because you don't know what's going on, and it's like I said, this whole pandemic has turned everybody's life like crazy. Like everybody's second guessing about traveling now. Like, I don't know if I want to do it anymore. You kind of like ruin that whole excitement that people actually did have when it came to traveling. You know what I'm saying? Because of this, and they're scared of catching something, bringing it back to their family. So yeah, like I remember when all that happened, and my kids were on spring break, and they were with me for spring break, and after that, it's like they were off the next week, and then the schools came out and they finally said, well, everybody's going to virtual learning. Now, keep in mind, I have back then I had a 12-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, and then I also had a toddler. I had a 3-year-old. So they were trying to make me make the older two do virtual learning, and then me having to teach my toddler because he was in school as well. Right. So, and then me being by myself, because my current wife, she was working still, and, they kind of just told us where I worked, you just be at home. So now I'm having to teach 3 kids on shit that I don't even know, like I remember like they're trying to make me help my son do like a writing assignment. I was like, okay, first of all,
I hate writing.
Yeah, so. They're like, can you give us like 3 bullet points on what this story means? I'm just kind of like, and I was like, do you understand what that means? He looks at me, he's all like,
I don't know shit about fuck.
Okay, so I'm just like, that's both of us, kid. And then I got my toddler running around, and then my oldest one, thank God my oldest one, he's a little bit more brighter than I am. He's a lot more brighter than I am, because, I was one of those like, look, just handle your business, take care of it, and if you have a question, ask me. 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to know the answer, but just ask me so I can feel like a parent.
Right, yeah, it's like, let me Google it for you.
Yeah, and back then, we didn't have Google. You know what I'm saying? Back then, we did not have Google to cheat on the answers or nothing.
No, we didn't have any of that, dude. That's why back then you can get away with a lot more bullshit, right? You could be like, dude, I know martial arts, and I know this word and that word. And they'd be like, yeah. But now, if you come up with crap, and you'd be like, yeah, dude, I know this, and that, and there's someone that's like, sir, let me fact check you. And then it's like, dude, it's not even a person. It's not even like a real teacher or nothing. It's just some kid with his fucking Google. He's like, he's lying.
You're like, shut up, kid.
You.
You're like, get out of here before I punch you in the face.
Fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, dude, you can't come up with bullshit nowadays. No. Especially with, dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like
these kids are too smart now. Because the internet, that little tablet that they hold in their hand, ruined the phone, everything. It ruined life itself.
It ruined all of us.
Yeah, it did. Because now it's like we can't live without it.
Oh my god, dude! It's like you're like, I guess technically you're kind of like a cyborg, right?
Yeah.
You have your device, and
it's like you really can't function, because to be honest,
ultimately you're connected to the internet nowadays. If you have a thought,
and it goes back to what I was saying, like, remember, like Ready Player One, you're constantly in a virtual world.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's exactly how this world is going now. It's like we're all virtually, we're so disconnected with the reality that we're so connected into the virtual world. Social media, like we're trying to stunt on social media, but in real life you're not like that. Like, it's crazy. And I think this whole virtual learning for the kids is going to make it 10 times worse.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, you know me, I'm not really a big fan of social media. I kind of feel like social media is
and they're not starting this podcast. I was telling you, like, bro, we got to get on social media.
Construct, like for people, because you constantly have to do this thing where you're like, oh, okay, let me just show you the best of everything, right? So when you look at, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so complicated for these kids because they constantly see Instagram or Facebook or TikTok,
and they
Twitch.
mimic, and they trying to mimic what they're doing.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying it's always like, oh, everything is always great, but you never see anything negative, right?
Yeah.
It's not that you don't see the negative stuff on the internet, but I'm just saying, like, you don't actually see negative parts of people's lives.
Yeah,
it's always something great. And
they only show you what they want to show you.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and I think we live in people who seem to live in that fantasy, like, oh, their life is so great that they got everything, and look at my, especially with wives looking at husbands, they're just kind of like, look what he's doing for her, and then you ain't doing shit, you bastard.
Well, I mean, if you really think about marriage, right, it's such a weird construct, right? Because it's like, it's for life, and then
you're basically betting somebody half your shit you're gonna be with them for the rest of your life.
Yeah, dude, it's like, at some point you're like, I don't even want to have sex with this person, but I just want to show you that this is what I could get. This is how well I did.
Look at this. That's basically what they call a trophy wife. That's basically what they call it.
Yeah, I mean, or a trophy husband, right? Because technically, I think we're all kind of a trophy husband or a trophy wife. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing, right? Because that's what I'm saying. Is like you show people, like, look at this. This is the best that I could do. Look at this.
Well, I don't know if it's the best I can do, but this is the best. This is the person that allowed me to ruin their life.
This is the hand that life
This
dealt
is the
me.
person that is allowing me to annoy them for the rest of their fucking life.
Yes, that is honestly the best thing about falling in love with somebody, is just finding the thing that annoys them and then picking at it.
Yeah.
That's true, right? Because it's like,
I mean, you talking to someone. I've been married twice.
Wait, you've been married twice?
Yeah, my first.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
I'm
second.
sorry.
Come on, Alfonso. Where have you been through this whole conversation?
Dude, I'm just saying, like, I kind of spaced out on the fact that you were married again. That's what I was saying. I was just kind of like, wait, divorce? I was just like, yeah. But, dude, all right, so relationship advice from someone who's been divorced. All right, let me ask you something.
Okay. You're going to put me on the spot. Okay.
I have to.
Hold on. If my wife or if anybody else is listening to this, turn it off or mute it.
He doesn't know shit about shit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. It's exactly what it is.
I don't know shit about fuck.
Yeah. Anyway, so what is the key to a happy, healthy, balanced marriage?
Be yourself. That's really what. So for me,
honesty is the best policy.
Exactly. Even if it means hurting their feelings, you got to say it, because that's what I've learned. In my previous marriage, that if you don't ever speak up and tell somebody exactly how you feel, and you just hold it in, then you're going to start growing, little by little, you start growing resentment towards that person. And no matter what they say, no matter what they do, you're always going to have that piece of like, I don't want to be with you anymore because I'm still holding on to something you told me 3 months ago. But the problem is that you never spoke up at that time because you're afraid of, I don't want to say it because I don't want to make her mad, or I don't want to say it because I don't want to hurt their feelings. Fuck that. You got it. That way they know. Always, my saying now is, I'd rather know something than not know at all.
Dude, I gotta tell you, man, that's so much easier said than done. But it is the reality, right? Because it's like it is like that old, what is it? Not Greek, but Latin saying, "Know thyself," right? Because it's really important that you should know yourself. Because if you come into a relationship questioning who you are, what you're about, and then you have this other person telling you you should be this, it's definitely not gonna last.
Yeah, and that's where I think that's where I kind of went wrong, because remember back then I got married really young. I didn't really know who I was at that time. I only knew who me and her was at that time. So I really couldn't really stand up as a man, because I wasn't a man, because I didn't know who I was as a person, and I didn't know what made me laugh. I didn't know what made me, I didn't have any kind of.
You didn't know what made you laugh. It was just kind of like, I don't know if I feel right about laughing about.
Exactly, because I'm like, I don't want to offend my significant other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then it comes to a point where it's like, you have to be yourself around your significant other, because that's what made that person fall in love with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if they can't accept that, then honestly, they're not really accepting you.
Well, honesty is the best policy.
That's what I'm saying. It is easier said than done, but I promise you, the once you say it and you get over the little, oh, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, I promise you, the honesty and being honest with each other opens up a lot more. You just got to get over that scared little hump of like, oh, I don't want her to be mad at me, and I don't want her, because if she's gonna get mad at you for the way you feel, then that's kind of selfish on her part.
Yeah, that would be pretty tough, man. But let me ask you a really, really tough question. Oh, how do you feel about long nails?
Like, what do you mean, like stripper nails?
Yes.
I mean, I don't care for it. Like, it's not something that I see and be like, oh my god, you're a fucking slut. No, I mean, I don't say that.
No, I'm just saying it just because simply, just recently I've been seeing like a lot of women with like huge nails. I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
I mean, you also gotta look at the times too. Like, that's just a girl thing, I think now since you're currently in a relationship, you're starting to notice it a lot more. Or did you always notice it when you were single?
Yes, I definitely noticed it when I was single. But yeah, I guess
I don't know. Maybe it's just like I said, stuff like that doesn't bother me. I really don't care, because at the end of the day, like I said, that's her. If that's what she likes, that's what she likes. Who am I to tell her, oh, that's ugly, take that off?
The big nails.
Yeah. Because
really?
my wife gets big nails,
yeah.
And I have a good friend of ours. She does nails, and that's all she does is she does short nails, but she does nails as well. But it's like I think just me personally knowing, just because I know that person and they do nails, like I kind of open my eyes up to like the art form of it rather than just the look of it.
Right. So this is what I was about to ask. It's just kind of like, it's more of a art thing now, right? Where it's like,
it's more of an art form.
A ton of designs and
get a lot. I don't know how they do it. I mean, from what I'm hearing, it's like really difficult to do.
Intricate. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. From what I heard, it's really difficult to do, and I'm just like, kudos to everybody knows how to do that, because they're saying that's really an art form, and it's not as easy as what people think it is.
Right. I mean, you're putting nails on nail. You gotta get that big nail on, and then the design.
I think it's more of like the nail, then you color it, and then you have to make the color like blend. And you have to make it like...
I mean, Philip, I don't know. Are we going to sit here and try to...
I think that's for another episode. Just kind of like, well, what the... what's...
That is a really good question, though. How do most people feel about big nails? And I'm not talking about, like, just, like, half an inch. I'm talking about, like...
Well, from what I know... Okay, so from what
how do you wipe your butt?
You know what's crazy? Somebody actually made a full video of, like... saying the same thing.
No way.
Yeah, I gotta find it. Next episode, I gotta pull it up. A girl got on YouTube and she explained on how they wipe their ass with long nails. Since that's been a conversation, because you're not the only person who asked that question.
Okay, because that's always honestly always been like my question. I'm like, how do you wipe your butt, dude?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like normal, but they just probably cup the
like
napkin.
Normal when you have 2 inches long worth of nail.
When you wipe your butt, do you put your nails in your butt?
No.
Okay, so...
Well, I don't know. I mean, now you put me on the spot. I'm going to have to sit here and think about...
Well, next time you take a dump, next time you go take a dump, when you wipe your ass,
Yeah.
Let's see if you
If your finger
this
goes to the paper, do you smell it or do you wash it?
if you got a finger in your butthole, then obviously you use your nails.
Yeah, I know, man. That's crazy, man. I'm like, man, dude, that's the only thing that I've always it's always tripped me out about huge nails, man. I'm like, dude, how?
But you know what? That's a what the fuck. What the fuck is that? And that comes to our next one. This check it out, guys. We got a new segment. This is our very first segment, actually. It's called "What the fuck is that?"
You're crazy. You're crazy. The fuck is that?
All right, man. So apparently in New Zealand they have a wizard, bro. There's real life wizards out there. And apparently they have haters too. And this dude...
Wait. So you're telling me there's full on wizards?
Yeah, this dude's...
Like fucking Harry Potter wizard?
Yeah, he's a real life wizard. In New Zealand, bro.
I gotta put this on for that one.
Yes. This guy... he's a real life wizard in New Zealand. And, he has haters, and they were saying that he was going to retire. So, Mr. Ian Reckerberry had to come out and say, I'm not going to retire, bro, because you don't just retire from wizardry, because he's a real life wizard. And
so when you say he's a wizard, exactly what do you mean? I'm not understanding. You're saying there's a real ass Dumbledore walking around New Zealand, with the beard, the hat, the robe, everything.
Oh my God, yes. This guy's got his hat, he's got his robe, he's got it all, bro. He's a real life wizard for the Christian church, though. So mind you, when you go to church and you see him, he doesn't actually have any real powers, but he's just there so that when you show up to church, it's a little more interesting.
Can you imagine? Just imagine going to church, right? And you're there trying to give your life to God, ask God for your sins, and you're all in this deep, dark place, and you walk up to the altar, and you're, oh, I'm going to give it to you, God, and give it all Jesus. And then you see fucking Dumbledore walk through the door, and just kind of yeah, where am I at again? I don't know if I want to do this.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. He's there to represent the church, and on top of that, he actually gets paid yearly for his job.
How much does he get paid?
He gets paid $10,000.
$10,000 to do what? That's literally $200 a week without taxes. What is he doing? Because I want to do that. I want to be a fucking wizard for $200 a week.
What do you mean? What is he doing? He's representing wizardry.
There's a difference between representing and there's a difference between what is his day-to-day job. He wakes up, goes to the office and reads spells or does he get these kids and be like, okay, Gryffindor for you, kid, no, Slytherin for you, kid,
Yeah, it's like when he gets the hat and he puts it on somebody and they have to choose where he goes. If he puts it on the girl, you're like, the kitchen, but it doesn't.
He puts it on the girl. Hey, where's this going? You go straight to the kitchen.
No, I'm just kidding. I definitely don't believe in that.
Can you imagine? Does he do spells?
No, he doesn't. He's just a representative for the church, and he gets paid to do it. But the story here is that somebody was saying that he was retiring, and he's not. He's not going to give it up.
How old is he?
He's 89 years old.
89 years old. He doesn't want to retire,
bro. I'm telling you right now. Anybody who's 89 years old that put on a hat, you just look at him. You're like, he's a wizard.
He's about to die. he's about to go.
This is what I'm telling you. He's not going to retire. He actually has an apprentice now that he's training, and
so he's got a Harry Potter with him.
And I know what you're asking yourself right now. It's like, what is he really training them in? It's nothing. He's just showing them how to walk, how to wear the robe, and how to properly wear the hat.
So let me get this straight. This guy is getting paid $200 a week to teach somebody how to wear a robe, how to wear a hat, and walk around with a stick and teach people how to. What is he teaching them how to do spells too?
Yeah, how to do the Leviosa.
Yeah, is he trying to teach them that? Is he?
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Yeah, he's not teaching anybody any spells or anything like that. Like I say, he's just a representative for the church. He gets to wear his robes, his hat. He shows up. You go to church, you see him, and you're like, whoa, this is legit.
That's so. His apprentice, like, how does he pick him? Does he just what?
He actually didn't pick this guy. This guy just showed up and he was like, I want to learn your ways.
He just came up and just be like,
You're a wizard, Harry.
you know what I'm saying? Is that what he did? Just be like, the guy's kind of like, what? Show me your ways.
Yeah, literally, that's what this kid did. He just showed up and he was like, wow, dude, I'm like really impressed. I'm really impressed by your robes. And so he showed him how to put on the robes properly, wear his hat. And, you know, at some point when he passes away, he will take up the mantle and he will get $10,000 a year from New Zealand to be the Wizard of New Zealand. But like I said, the title, you know, it doesn't come just like, you know, you're like, oh, I think I'm cool. It's like, no. The title means that you're a wizard. The Wizard of New Zealand for the Christian church.
Is there? I wonder if there's a Wizard of Oak Cliff. I wonder if there. If there's a wizard of Oak Cliff, or a wizard of Duncanville, or better yet, a wizard of Dallas, you please let us know, because if there's a wizard in New Zealand and New Zealand's paying this kid or paying this guy, this 80-something-year-old man, to be a wizard for $200 a week. Somebody, there better be a Wizard of Dallas. Somebody needs to be a fucking wizard.
Please email us and let us know.
Yeah, you can email us at tacoswithbeerpodcast@gmail.com. Or better yet, you can also follow us on our Instagram page at Tacos with Beer Podcast, or you can like our Facebook page, which is Tacos with Beer, and et cetera, et cetera. So just look up Tacos with Beer everywhere and we'll be there. And yeah, kind of like if you're a wizard and you want to be a wizard, or you want to be officially the Wizard of Dallas or Oak Cliff or wherever you're from, let us know, and let's see if we can get that going, because that's cool that New Zealand's paying this guy $200 a week to be a fucking wizard. You know what I'm saying? And that's
$10,000 a year.
You're a wizard.
If you know how to do math, which I don't.
Yeah, well, that's $10,000 a year. That's basically, like I said, it's $200 a week.
If you divide here, add here, and subtract there, you get $200 a week. How did I get there? I don't know. You just told me.
And you know how I learned that being in school and not on virtually. I learned how to do that. You know,
I think most parents are ready to hang up their teacher boots.
Maybe the parents need to be wizards. You know, be a wizard and you know, whip their ass with the wand if they ain't learning something. You know, what are you doing in here? Nothing.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Exactly, dude, and we're running kind of late right now, so I think we should wrap this up. And man, dude, it's been a great episode, man.
Yeah,
I found out a bunch of stuff about you that I didn't know, so it's great.
That's you know what? This was a good episode. This was just a good kind of like get the bugs out, you know. Get that first episode under our skin that we can go back and be like, all right, let's do this, let's change this. And I'm going to get better on this fucking mixer. I'll tell you what, because I know it just
already tell people hate you.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, what are you doing? Just
why do you keep lowering?
Well, it's because if I talk like this, you see that big old echo. You hear that echo? But that's if we keep it normal, which means I gotta actually do this so that you can actually hear me right. And you know what? Next time I'm gonna put a big ass towel in front of us so we can stop, you know, feedbacking off of each other's mics.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and this has been an amazing episode for us, man. Thank you. We appreciate the support.
And like I said, you know, if you want to be a fucking wizard, just let us know, because I'm
got the robes.
Yeah, we got the robes and we got the hat. So
I got the hat. I definitely got a hat somewhere around here.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's it for us. I'm Phil,
and I'm Alfie,
and this is Tacos with Beer Podcast.
Hey, will you guys let me know if this ever airs?
I hate goodbyes.
Get the hell out of here!
Bye, Felicia.
I think I'll go home now.